Well, hello again. This is Mike Van Deezy with the Hopeful Headlines, and this is episode number 2. Now, we talked a little bit about what we're going to be doing on the show and why we're doing a podcast, but today we're going to talk about why it's important and why it's important for you. There's a lot of you out there. What we had talked about was doing good for others, and we said there's not a lot of people can do all the things that me and my wife do, but any little bit helps. And we're going to talk about those little things and why I'm sharing, these stories with you guys to inspire you to get out there and to help people and to just put good into the world, no matter how little it seems and how insignificant it may seem to you. You never know. We're always talking about dropping the pebble in the water and it making the ripples, right? And we're talking about the butterfly effect. And we say all these things, but sometimes when we have the opportunity to do it, we're a little hesitant about it because we're not sure what the outcome will be. Now, our channel, our ability to do all of this, to help people, to put good out into the world, it all started when I was doing the hydroponics. And we were on the road, traveling all the time, spending days, weeks, away from home. And I wanted to work more from home, and I figured that I was doing the hydroponics and people might want to know about that. And then something happened one night, and I got a message. I put out a video on, I think it was a Facebook post, and cheap and easy, it's going cheap and easy. And somebody said something, a comment about, I hate when someone says something's cheap and it really isn't. And to me, I thought it was, but we all have a different perspective, right? And the internet, this is a lesson for all of us. When we look on the internet, if we don't know majority of the people we interact with, right? We just see a little icon in their name, and we don't know what's going on in their world. And there's a lot of bitching and moaning and complaining and arguing on the internet. And sometimes we hear so much of it when we just put up our defenses or we lash out. And I was trying not to do that, and so I said I have no idea what's going on. So I just tried to be kind and just said I'm sorry. I thought it was cheap. I was trying to help people, and then they came back and said they were sorry too, that they were in a bad spot, and they didn't mean to sound like that, but it was just that they were homeless. They were living on someone's couch, and she's actually digging out of dumpsters for food. And that broke my heart. And I didn't know what to say. So it's a moment in time when I just felt helpless, and I thought, I was trying to make it, cheap and that. And she said, well, she understands all that. It was just the greenhouse, not everybody can afford a big, expensive greenhouse. And she didn't know that was a recycled tent that we had used, a carport, one of the carports in a box that you put up. And then we went through, my family, we went through the 2008 bubble, the collapse. We were subcontractors in the construction industry. And if you guys know, a lot of people went bankrupt and went out of business. And we saw it coming. And we prepared, and what we did was we stopped paying rent. We moved out, and we put that tent up, and we lived in it for a year to get by the tough times. When all the construction business went to zero, I saw people that had businesses, family businesses that they've had forever, tile business, all these other subcontractors, and all of a sudden there's no work, and most of them went bankrupt. A lot of them, it was cutthroat after that, trying to undercut everybody for the price because everybody was so desperate for work. And we cut our needs down to bare minimum. And that's a story for another day. But that tent, when we were done with it, I wasn't going to get rid of it. I'd use things. And even though we couldn't use the cover, the poles, the structure was still good. And we carried that around for years. And we made it a chicken coop. We had chickens in it at one time. And then when we moved to our other place, I still took it with us and put it back together. And we just covered it with plastic and called it a greenhouse. and she didn't know that. So, she said she was sorry. So we both apologized, but I never felt more helpless in all my life. And even if there was anything I could do, she was on the other side of the planet. And when I thought about it, here in the States, there's thousands and thousands and thousands of people that are going through the same situation here too. And it's a bad feeling to just feel helpless. So I thought, what if everybody could just grow their own food? That would take away one, the bad things in the world, right? Hunger, there's a lot of people out there not knowing where the next meal is going to come from, or they're making a decision whether to buy their medication for the month or to friggin' eat. And that's not right. So I kept working on things, trying to make it cheaper and easier and using containers, even though I was trying to sell hydroponic grow boxes that I was making. I was showing people how to grow out of milk cartons and takeout containers and things that they could pull out of the recycling bin that I'm not going to make any money off of. And like I said, it's more about putting good into the world. Hopefully the sales will come and you'll have, something that's sustaining in that. And if not, you've helped somebody along the way. So that's what I've been doing, the channel, and that little interaction. And to make a long story short, it didn't take very long. It was a couple of minutes. It was a couple of sentences, and it was two people talking to each other that didn't know each other. It was just an icon, an avatar, a name. And that little interaction had a profound change on me, to where I changed. Instead of concentrating on making stuff and just selling and being a salesperson and doing sponsorships and buy all my stuff and buy me a coffee and asking for donations, and that I turned to trying to help people, doing the best I can, making things cheaper and easier. It's a crappy business plan. People out there won't do it. 99% of the people won't do it. I'd say most of the people won't do it. If you're trying to run a business, all of the marketing is aimed at trying to find the customer that has the most money to spend, the expendable money that they can pull out of their pocket. You go for the customer with the most money so that you can make less sales, do less work, and make more money. And my business model was to help people with no money. So not the best business plan in the world, right? But it's helped this channel grow in a way I never imagined. And I had no idea when I started that you could make money off of AdSense. You could make money off of affiliate links, digital products, things that we could sell over and over and help people out and not take a lot of my time. So this channel's grown, and right now it's not just, there's YouTube, there's Facebook, there's TikTok. So Keep On Growing is around, and all of it's because we're trying to help people. And the more it grows, the more people we help. And we don't stray from the fact that we're putting free information out there. That we've got to make money. You've got to eat, you've got bills to pay, but your guiding light, your North Star, is that you're helping people. And that's something I've wanted to do all my life. And it's when I was small, and they would say it's impossible. And people still say that. You can't change the world. How many of you heard that? You can't change the world. Well, guess what? We can. And we're doing it. And it's all because of y'all. So all of that, everything that's happened here, if you've ever been inspired by anything that's happened here, by any of the comments, if we've helped you and you've turned around and helped someone else, all of the good news, all of the good stories that's come out of this channel, out of Keep On Growing, out of this community, all of the good things stemmed from that tiny little interaction that we had, that, we took the time, instead of butting heads and getting nasty with each other, we took a step back, took a deep breath, and tried to understand, that there's real people on the other side of those icons, that people aren't just little funny names on the internet, that there's actual people behind of it. Hopefully, for the most part, we're out there wanting to do good. So, like we said, you can't get rid of all the bad, but hopefully we can outweigh it with the good. So all of this stem from that little tiny interaction. And that's what I want you guys to understand, that whatever you're doing, whatever's in your brain, whenever you get the inkling to help someone and you're hesitant because you're afraid that somebody on social media might say something bad about you, or might make fun of you, or might say you're just doing it for attention, don't pass up that opportunity to put good into the world just because someone else wants to be negative. We have to put out more good than the bad. Otherwise, bad wins, right? We can't let that happen. So I'm extremely thankful, and I can't say thank you enough. But just know that if you're here, if you're part of this journey, if you've helped at all, if you've ever shared, if you've ever spread the word, if you've ever, put good out there when there was the opportunity to be bad, then you're part of this. So thank you. You guys, I can't wait till the next time. Live to inspire, keep on growing, be the change. This is Mike, the Hopeful Headlines.